I'm hanging out here with the Midas M32 console, talking about tips and tricks to improve your workflow. And of course, anything we talk about on an M32 would apply to anything in the Midas M series or the Behringer X series of digital consoles. Talking about effects today, some people are really intimidated by the thought of setting up effects, but it's maybe comforting to know that by default, there are some effects already ready to go, and in a lot of cases, you can quickly deploy these and they sound great. Quick thing about effects flow. In an effects system, you need to route your input signals to an effects engine. That's called the effects send. And then you need to return the affected sound back to your soundboard. That's called an effects return. By default, the Midas board is set up with 4 effects sends and 4 stereo effects returns. So they've done a lot of the hard work for you. The effects sends by default are the last 4 mix buses. So if I go to the second mix bus page and look at these last 4 mix buses, they are already labeled effects 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means that any input signal I route to this mix bus is going to get sent to whatever effects device we have installed on it. So if I take my microphone here, and you can hear that it's coming through my speakers, now I'm going to select this effects channel, turn on the mix function, and turn this up. And you'll notice that there's some reverb coming through, and that's just because I routed this signal to the effects bus. If I were to select this effects bus and route it, we'll get a different type of reverb. That's more of a hall reverb. If I were to send it to this third effects bus, we would get a delay. And quick pro tip, by default they give you a tap tempo here for that delay. So you notice that it's blinking very quickly. If I slow that down, now you can hear that it's going that way. And then your fourth effects bus here by default is a vocal doubler. So it doesn't sound very great when you're talking through it, but it sounds pretty cool when you're singing. So by default, if you need to set some effects up, you've already got 4 effects engines ready to roll with default settings in them. That might work for you. You might need to tweak them a little bit. But to send something to them, all you have to do is just like if you were routing to a mix bus for a monitor send on stage, you just select it, sends on fader, mix it in. Or you can, of course, access it if I have that channel selected here. Let me turn that up again. If I have the channel selected here, my last bank of 4 aux sends here is going to send to those. So there's that reverb, there's that second reverb, there's that delay, and there's that vocal doubler. So you can really quickly dial those in on any channel ready to roll. Now, if you're wondering where those effects returns are, by default, they're on page 3 here. There's the 4 stereo effects returns. So if you needed to adjust the overall volume of the affected signal coming back in, you would just set that fader wherever you need it.